What's going on, guys? Zambano here, and it is week 2 of our Madden 18 Fantasy Draft franchise series with the Miami Dolphins playing against the new Los Angeles Chargers. And you'll actually get to see the new stadium the Chargers are playing in this year, the StubHub Arena in Los Angeles. It is an MLS stadium, and it holds about 30,000 people, so it's probably going to look pretty small in comparison to other stadiums. You can kind of see it back there in the background. Jay Cutler, the starting quarterback for us. We are 1-0. We had our last episode showed the draft and a play the moments episode, so we didn't get to play full gameplay, but we're going to do a full gameplay here today. We start with a nice pass out there to the flats, and by the way, Madden 18 is going to be releasing tonight, I believe, at midnight, so go out and get it if you haven't gotten it. I do think this is going to be a fun Madden. There's some things about it that are kind of tricky to me, but I like that they're trying new things. I don't know how I feel about the long shot series yet, because I only got to play a little bit of it. It's kind of goofy, a lot of cutscenes, and not so much have a chance to actually get my hands on the controller and play with the characters yet. But I think that's going to change once we start playing the game a little bit more come tonight at midnight. But this does seem like a fun game so far, even though things are a little different. So I would recommend getting it this year, while I maybe didn't think so in last year. So right away we have an injury timeout. I think it's Manti Te'o is there, or sorry, it was Sean Lee. Sean Lee, the linebacker for the Chargers, is hurt. What's new? He's always hurt in real life. So even though we got sacked, they did lose one of their linebackers. So right away I decided to look deep down the field, and I found Antonio Brown right underneath the safeties for a 30-yard gain on 3rd and 20. So definitely needed the yardage there. Didn't think I was really going to get it, but I found my man. Antonio Brown again, he gets himself open so easily. Like, find him there on a slant for the first down, and a little celebration after the catch. So we are already marching down the field, and if you look up at the clock, you can notice we've eaten away almost the entire first quarter. Jay Cutler hasn't thrown an incomplete pass yet, and we are now down on the 2-yard line, 2nd and goal, handed off, untouched, right through the line, and that is going to be a touchdown for Tim Hightower, our backup running back. If you remember from last week, David Johnson is going to be out for about 5 weeks due to a shoulder tear. So Matt Ryan's the quarterback for the Chargers, and he duplicates what I did last series with that deep throw for about 30 yards down the center of the field underneath the safeties. So I might need to watch that area a little bit more closely because he attacked it right away. Having trouble getting off my block there, couldn't get to him in time, even though it was 3rd and 10. He completed the pass, but I did not let him get to the sticks, so we keep them at a 4th and 4. So they're going to line up and try and kick a deep field goal here, probably about 48 yards. They take the snap, and it looks like it's a little short. It is short. That is going to be no good. Still 7-0. Robbie Gould missing a kick. Again, what's new? Kind of expect maybe this game is more realistic. Sean Lee's already hurt, and Robbie Gould's he's already missed a kick. So this game seems about as realistic as ever. A little dump off pass right there gets us 6 yards and brings up a 3rd and 4. I'm gonna run the same play that Antonio caught that pass deep on earlier in the game and see if maybe we can recreate that magic. He is a little open, but I didn't want to throw it into that tight coverage down the field because I was a little worried that it might get picked off by the man underneath the route. I probably should have tried it anyways because the pass underneath ended up being short. So I punted the ball. So there you go. I'm sorry, I want to say Phillip Rivers so bad because I'm watching the Chargers play. That's Matt Ryan throws the first down pass midway through the 2nd quarter. They are down by 7. Derrick Henry is the running back. He does a little play action to him. Hunter Henry gets wide open on the right side of the field, and I just cannot catch up to him. A little dive at the feet. I'm able to grab onto his waist, but I throw him down in the end zone. That's a 70-yard touchdown to their tight end. So that's unacceptable. I can't let those kind of plays happen if I want to win games. So now we're all tied up, 2.5 left in the first half. I'm going to pitch it out to Tim Hightower. I get a crucial block out there on the left side of the field, and I get about a 12-yard run before I'm pushed out of bounds, and that is going to bring us up to about the 40-yard line. Now, I like this little Texas route here to the fullback. A lot of times they can't catch, but if they can and you get a block like that on the safety, you can get big yardage of the play like that. So if there's a linebacker over the middle, definitely be cautious throwing a pass like that, but I got lucky in that he was pretty much wide open. So I try to go with a play action, and I want to throw this out towards the sideline to stop the clock. Cutler threw it just a little too close to the sidelines, and I wasn't able to reel it in for a completed catch or stay in bounds. So instead I'm going to try a 60-yard field goal. Good thing I drafted Justin Tucker because he just knocked that 60-yard field goal down pretty much with ease. It wasn't hard at all. So now it is 10-7 because of that 60-yard field goal with a minute 13 left, and the Chargers have the ball back. I get the sack on Matt Ryan. I believe that's the first sack of the game. Thomas Davis goes untouched around the left side of the line and catches him. That's going to bring up 3rd and long. 3rd and 11, 47 seconds left. Hands the ball off to, I believe that was Ryan Matthews, and he gets stuffed at the line as well. So my front 7 came up really big there at the end of that series. I took a timeout, maybe see if I could get the ball back, see if I can catch Antonio Brown on a deep route over the middle once again. The safeties kind of part the sea, and there we go. Antonio Brown, first play, takes it to the house for me. And with 27 seconds left, I'm going to give them the ball back, but it's not going to matter. That's going to take us to halftime with a score of 17-7, and I'm up 10 points. Now, I will say the second half does not go as well for me as the first half does. I start getting really unlucky, and we'll see how it ends up for me, but definitely had some unlucky things happen to me here in this half, starting right there with this sack. I missed that sack about 3 different times, and then throwing off of his back foot across his body, Matt Ryan finds his man wide open about 40 yards downfield. So that was pretty frustrating for me because Cameron Wake should have had the sack, but when I pressed X to try and dive at him, completely whiffed, just like I do on this play as well. Derrick Henry just ran past about 3 people that dove at his feet, but couldn't bring him down. So all of a sudden, I can't tackle anybody to save my life, and it's going to probably end up killing me if I don't get that fixed somehow, some way. So now they're only 7 yards away from the end zone, and Derrick Henry is just like a bowling ball going to run over my defenders and bring himself down to the 3-yard line. So 3rd and goal on the 3. They go with an empty look, and Matt Ryan tries to just dump it down on like a little sit-down route. It didn't quite work out that way. I knocked the ball out, incomplete. I'm going to force them to kick a field goal from the 3. So I got a nice goal line stand. They do make the field goal, but I'd rather them get 3 than 7, obviously. So Robbie Gould does make this kick. 2nd and 10, halfway through the 3rd quarter. I want to go down the seam right there, and I do find my man, I believe that's Jacob Tamme, down there in the seam for a pretty solid gain, 25 yards. Now we're on their half of the field and operating with plenty of time. 1st and 10. Handoff Tim Hightower, back to the left side. Gets kind of carried for about another 3 or 4 yards after he's wrapped up by the corner. We'll take every yard we can get. That brings up 3rd and 4 after nothing happened on 2nd and 4. So I'm just going to ask AJ Green, just sit down, pass the sticks, and I'll throw it to you. Easy money, easy first down. I think that was like 7 yards, probably the easiest 7 yards I've ever had in my life in Madden. Bring a man in motion, pitch it back out to Hightower again along that left side. He's having a lot of success running to the left in this game right now, so I'm going to try and stick to that pattern, you know, when I need it, especially early in the chains, and 1st and 2nd down, I like to try and run. So we get the ball down to the 3-yard line. Unlike San Diego, I'm sorry, I keep saying San Diego. Unlike Los Angeles Chargers, I am not going to go from an empty set. I'm going to throw a slant, just like what happened to them happened to me. I threw that ball to Antonio, and he drops it in the end zone. So what happened to them happened to me. I want to try and run it. I get caught for a big loss there, and there's an injury timeout. I don't remember who got hurt on this play, but Hightower did not get any gain on that play. We lost actually about 6 yards, and they keep me kicking a field goal, which I'm okay with because it puts me up by 2 possessions in the 4th quarter. So now we have a 20-10 game, 5 minutes left in the game. So we had a little bit of bad luck in this game, but I promise you there's a little bit more coming. So Derrick Henry, again, can't tackle him. Nobody can tackle him. I got players running into each other. Players are wrapping him up and then just falling down to the ground. They're getting his shoelaces, but nobody can tackle Derrick Henry. And we have another injury timeout. I don't remember, again, if this one's on me or them. There's a lot of injuries in this game. But Derrick Henry is a beast right now for the Chargers, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. Right away, as my quarterback turns around here on a play action, I'm looking for a man open. He gets sacked. He's holding his arm, and there's an injury, so I'm expecting it's Cutler, and it is. So we just lost our quarterback. We've already lost David Johnson. We've had a couple other injuries throughout this game. I'm so fed up. I actually paused the game right here to see if I could turn off injuries at this point, and it didn't let me. But you see Jay Cutler's out. Matt Moore's in. About as frustrating as it gets. It really is about as frustrating as it gets. So first play with Matt Moore, I'm able to find my tight end for about probably 14, 15 yards. Another injury, that's Zach Martin, who I believe gets hurt on that play. So now I have a 97 overall guard who's hurt as well, and I think he ends up suffering a 6-week injury. So now I'm trying to scramble. Matt Moore gets lit up because he's as slow as molasses trying to run that ball. I saw the man open in the flats after I watched the play over again. There's Zane Beatles is hurt as well. I saw a man, my running back, was open on the check down, but I didn't see it in real time, and I tried to scramble and I fumbled because if your quarterback gets sneezed in the right direction in this game, he's going to fumble, unfortunately. So Derrick Henry's going to take that one right up the middle as well. Wide open. Nobody can do anything against Derrick Henry, apparently. So now it's fourth quarter, 3.5 minutes left, and they're down by 3. They're just going to keep pounding the rock with Derrick Henry. I'd be doing the same thing if I was them, so I cannot blame them for that. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4. I need to get this stop here. I really need to get this stop because I can't let them take the lead with my backup quarterback in, backup running back in, offensive linemen are hurt. And we get a big stop on Ryan Matthews. If it was Derrick Henry, he probably would have just hurdled over my whole defense and scored. We keep them to having to kick a field goal here. So Robbie Gould, who's missed one already this game, he's not going to miss this one. He's going to knock it through, and that's going to make this a 20-20 ball game with 2:21 left. So, again, I have like half my offense out there on the field, and it's only week 2. They hurdle my running back, who tries to chip him. The defensive player hurdles the running back and gets the sack to bring up a 2nd and 17. 2nd and 17, I drop back. I throw it to a wide open receiver who cannot catch. I'm sorry, I believe that was Tim Hightower on a wheel route. Cannot catch, drops it, and a penalty brings us up to 3rd and 12. There we go. Thank goodness somebody can catch. Somebody on this offense can still make a play with Antonio Brown catching another deep ball, 26 yards down the field. Somebody's got to help us. We have about 50 seconds left. I throw this ball for a 1st down, and now we are on the 40 with 48 seconds left, and we have plenty of time. I'm going to motion my running back out to his wideout position, just check the ball down to A.J. Green, who fumbles the ball, and now the Chargers pick it up. So I was perfectly in field goal range to end up putting myself up by 3 to win this game, but I fumbled the ball. So think about all the injuries we've had. We've had drop passes. We have people getting hurdled. Derrick Henry's untackable. We have fumbling balls. Matt Moore's fumbled one. A.J. Green's fumbled one. So at this point, I don't know what to do. I'm just trying to claw and fight and stay in this game, even though I was up by 10 just about 5 minutes ago. So I get off my man there, but he gets rid of the ball before I can get the sack. But I do keep them from getting a 1st down. It's 4th and 2. They ended up punting. This is going to overtime. Now the Chargers have won the toss, and we are going to be kicking it. Okay, see, they haven't even flipped the coin yet, but the Chargers have already won the toss. Man, this game is rigged. The way this game's going right now, I am not convinced it's not rigged. But here we go. The Chargers, I've kept them to 3rd and 5 to start this overtime period. Matt Ryan, see if he can lead his team to victory in overtime. I push the lineman right into Matt Ryan's back. Doesn't affect him at all. Not able to get the sack, and he delivers a strike down the field to put his team on the 50-yard line with 2 minutes and 13 seconds left. Now, I really don't want this game to be a tie. I evade the blocker right there, and I do get the sack, and I believe I took a timeout. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This went to a 2-minute warning. I must have already taken a timeout. So here we go. It's 2nd and 17. He checks the ball down. I missed the first tackle, and he runs with my other 2 defenders for an extra like 6 or 7 yards, and I end up getting him down 3rd and 4. I really have to make this stop because if they get into field goal range, then I'm going to be forced to have to score right away. And with the way my offense is looking, I don't know if I can do that. We get a big hit, and it causes his receiver to drop the ball, which gives us the ball back. So after a couple plays where I've lost a couple yards, it's 3rd and 14, and I don't really know what to do. I don't want to punt because it's going to put them in good range, so I just try to throw it deep, and I made a stupid decision. Matt Moore underthrew the ball a little bit as well, but the safety broke on it perfectly. It ends up getting the interception. They bring it down into field goal range, and I have to get a turnover here, or this is ball game. Because now if they kick a field goal under NFL rules, they will now win the game, and I do not get to touch the ball again. So Derrick Henry, I end up stopping him, but here on 2nd down, they go for the field goal. I try to ice the kicker, which is why we have this weird camera angle. I couldn't get there in time, so they make the field goal and they win this game. I had every opportunity to win, so there's no excuse on my part. But I definitely had some bad luck going against me, and I had some injuries I have to deal with. I found out after this game, Jay Cutler's out for 6 weeks as well. So there he is, the injured man. I have so many players hurt. But if you enjoyed this video, please press like. Feel free to subscribe. I'm Zambano, and I'm out.